Violent confrontation ended with more shots fired nearly 9 miles from Brandywine. There was a chase, and when it was over, the suspect was dead. That happened in Fort Washington at the intersection of Indian Head Highway and Old Fort Road. And that's where Scott Broom is live tonight, keeping an eye on this unfolding investigation. Scott, what have you learned?
Well, it's still a crime scene here. The body of the suspect is still behind me. So is his car. This is the intersection where bullets were flying. It all came to an end after a pursuit of upwards of 80 miles per hour. Officers chasing this black SUV. You are about to hear a number of sound clips, two of them from witnesses, one who told me it was clear to him that the suspect fired first before police ended it all. But first, here is what it sounded like. Here's what it sounded like on police communications.
417, we got a K9 in pursuit. Yeah, he's on foot. He's crossing 210 into the wooded area, 210 and 04. Shots fired, shots fired. Tower 150, you got shots fired. Let me get you to Old Fort Road, please. I mean, Old Fort Road. Suspect down for Lincoln 453. Suspect is down for Lincoln 453.
Two police cars came up and they blocked the traffic going south. So while I was sitting there, I noticed all of the police cars was coming down 210, and of course everybody stopped. And I looked out of my mirror and I saw a silhouette of a person that jumped the barrier, the street barrier, that jumped and ran over in the wood. And while I was sitting there, there was like one shot back towards the car. So I saw them come down, and the police, they started shooting, going towards the wood. I heard pop, pop. Then another one say pop. Then they jumped. When they got over, then they shot the person to the right, shot like one more time, and the other police say pop, 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 like that. I ducked down in my car because I didn't know if they're gonna be two-way bullets or not.
I was on 210 on my way home. I was at the light and everything, all these cars just swarmed around, jumped out with their guns and stuff, and they just started blasting. All I see is the cars block the whole intersection. They was, and I didn't have time. So when I seen them jump out the car, your first instinct, when you hear gunshots, you just kind of you have to react. It's terrifying.
That was Carnell Smith. He said he was terrified. Before him, Robert Hayden, both of whom witnessed all of this happening. Both of them describing the SUV being stopped up here, the suspect jumping out, going over the median and toward those woods where it all ended. Indian Head Highway here in Fort Washington, still closed at this hour, 6.5 hours after all this happened, as officers meticulously document the scene and the evidence, and the preliminary evidence indicating, according to the witnesses, that the suspect fired on officers first before it was all over. Reporting live in Fort Washington, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
Just another heartbreaking incident here, Scott. Thank you. Grief-stricken